All right. What's up, everybody? Welcome into an afternoon version of Baseball and Coffee. Um, I don't got anything to do. I walked around. We're in downtown Houston. I have team dinner bus at 5:30. It's 3:30 here. So this sounds like a good time. Tomorrow, might have to do a baseball after dark because we have a workout in Sugarland, Texas tomorrow because there's games going on at the stadium. So we have to drive over there. I think the bus is pretty early. I will confirm that later. But in the meantime, there's plenty of shit to look at. We had 2 games already start. WBC, Czech and Korea, and then Australia versus Chinese Taipei. I've seen the highlights for both of them. I'm sure you guys have too. So let's get into it a little bit. I also was able to secure some video of my outing from yesterday, so we can watch that as well. But anyway, here is the Czech and Korea game. Got it up here already. We can just go ahead and watch the highlight, little rundown highlight action here at the top of the show. Korea, probably the second best team in this bracket. I know Chinese Taipei is very highly ranked. But I watched a little bit of this game last night. Or maybe this was this morning. I watched a little bit of this game. A couple big swings. The Czech just doesn't have any pitching, basically. There's a grand slam. BG Moon. Bo Young Moon. Coffee today from Tenfold Coffee, which is a spot that I walked to earlier. Jameson Tyone with the recommendation. I was talking to him. He's in Puerto Rico with Team Canada. I mentioned, would it be possible to get him on the stream? Tell us a little bit about what it's like on the ground in Puerto Rico one of the next couple days. So we'll see. I think he's at practice right now or something. If not, maybe I'll try to get Nolan on. Thinking get somebody in one of the other brackets. Oh, yeah. Whitcomb here. This was a laser beam. He hit the crap out of this ball. We'll go look at the individual swings after this, I guess. But Korea's got a nice team offensively. That's a league that puts up a lot of runs. Definitely known for their bat flips in Korea as well. So I don't know. They're going to be a tough team. Obviously, Czech, it's really cool that they're in the tournament, but they're a little light on baseball players. You know, Stuart Fairchild's like the superstar of that team. How am I feeling today? I am sore in all the right places. So therefore, I'm very encouraged physically. There's a nice home run from Vavra of Czech, the 3-hole hitter, 3-run home run, gets him back in the game. But ultimately, they don't have enough pitching to kind of get back through Korea. What do you guys think of their uniforms? I'm starting to worry that a lot of the uniforms look exactly the same. Like we were working out on the field today, and Brazil worked out after us. It's essentially the exact same uniform, just with a different logo on it, different colors on the name. Whitcomb again. Also known for 5-man infields and craziness like that. I love that. 8th inning here. Another home run, looks like, from Jones. I had always thought that the Tokyo Dome played pretty big, but I'm guessing this is the difference in the balls, right? These BC balls are basically Major League balls. So you can already see just, they're in a dead ball era out there in NPB. Check putting together a little late rally here. Yeah, we've got golf balls for sure. Spoon piping is nice, but agree they all look too similar. Yeah, it's just like the motif of the home jerseys, I guess I didn't notice it until today when I saw Brazil on the field right after us. And I was like, damn, we have the same jersey as them. So it's like kind of crazy. There's the final out, and Korea takes the first one, 11-4. Very nice job in this one. This is a nice side angle of a good swing by Whitcomb. He hit the crap out of this ball. I don't know much about him, but he had a great day for Korea today. 2 bombs. Running around the Tokyo Dome. It's like a fever dream. It's like the coolest thing ever. Jahmai Jones. Here's the Jahmai Jones home run. Everybody loves Jahmai Jones. You know, he's become a little more like pull the ball in the air recently type of guy, and that'll play. Doing the airplane, feeling the vibes. I like your tea. I like your tea time. Yeah, Jahmai Jones. All right, what else we got here? Let's watch this side angle of BG Moon's Grand Slam. Oh. Just a little 81-mile-an-hour cement mixer, middle down. So I'm thinking, here's what I'm thinking with my own pitching. So I was throwing like 75-mile-an-hour sliders yesterday on average. I'm thinking that's a good thing right now. That's below hitting speed. Fastball also below hitting speed. But I'd rather be below hitting speed than right in the middle of hitting speed. Like I got the ultra slow version of every pitch right now. So I don't know. That's at least what I'm telling myself. I got some outlier stuff going on. All right, let's check out the Australia and Taipei highlights. This was just a 3-0 game. There was a lot of really good, actually really good pitching in this game. Alex Wells threw the crap out of the ball. But here are the big swings. First, there was the Robbie Perkins home run. This is an Oppo shot. This is when I got a little thought to myself, man, he's just going Oppo in the gap in the Tokyo Dome. And it didn't look like he put a whole lot into that. So, great swing. I mean, you know, kind of an old school, I like the ball up and away type of swing. And he gets Australia on the board. In a game that was 0-0 here in the bottom of the 5th. This is about when I tuned in and I saw these runs happen really quick. Robbie Perkins, Isotopes legend. Okay, beautiful. Hendricks is playing, I would imagine. Or maybe he's not because he's trying to get himself back into the big leagues. Okay, and then here's the Bazana. The Bazana home run. We'll back this up for a sec. So you just knew Bazana was going to do something in this tournament. And this ball's in basically off the plate. And he just turns and burns. You know, I was thinking about him a little bit. So he's kind of got that short guy crouch, but also dynamic athlete vibe to him, a la a little bit McGonagall, who we just watched. Now, obviously, he's not as good as McGonagall right now, but you can kind of see the advantage of being like, especially in the ABS era, of being like this like little crouchy guy with really good bat speed on top of it to boot. All right, hold on. But my daughter is calling me, so I have to take that for a second. Hey.
Dad?
Hi.
Do you know where Mom is?
No. Have you tried to call her?
I've tried like 3 times and she hasn't picked up. And then I tried because I didn't want to call you because I thought you were maybe on the fields playing a game or something.
No, I'm good. Where are you? Are you at Grandma's?
Yeah, I called you. She didn't pick up. I called you again. She didn't pick up. I just called you again. She didn't pick up. So I called you and I go, if my dad's on the field, then he's not going to pick up.
No, I'm here.
So, I don't know where she is. My knee hurts.
Oh God. All right, let me text her.
I wanted to ask Mom if I should go to ballet and just sit, or if I should go and dance, or if I should just like not go.
I think you should definitely go because it's Abergale Day, right?
But she's not picking up.
All right, I'll try to. I'll let you know that. I'll find out. I'm gonna look for her phone on the Find My, and then I'll call you back.
Okay.
All right.
Got it.
Bye.
Love you.
Love you. All right, so I got to do a little adult stuff here for a moment in the stream. Sorry, guys. Can't locate the wife. And Bradley needs to know what to do here. So let's see, location. She's home. All right, I'll just send a text. So anyway, I was thinking about this Bazana guy a little bit, right? Like, you see how he's got a little bit of a leg kick there, but he's like very crouched and obviously very powerful for his size. Guys like this, it's just one of those things where it might surprise a lot of people, but it's really hard to pitch to guys who are little like that. Also, he is insanely fired up, which obviously you gotta love. But absolute turn and burn. I mean, he's not dealing with any velocity here, so he wasn't going to get beat in, and that was amazing. Yeah, Find My Wife is my favorite app. Ay, ay, ay. What a world. His whole lower half screams trout. I mean, he's just very quick inside. Like, these guys are training rotation different than they used to. You know what I mean? With all the water bag training you see nowadays and all sorts of straps, and it's just a focus. People are learning how to rotate really freaking fast. That's actually a takeaway I've already noticed watching some of our guys throw from Team Italy. Dan Altavia and Kyle Nicholas and Gordon Graceffo, like, these guys rotate really fast. Really fast. So yeah, it's pretty amazing to watch. All right, here's Alex Wells, who got on a burner here, punching out 5 guys in a row in this game. And Australia threw the crap out of the ball in this game, obviously. Pitching a shutout in the first game of the tournament, which is like just massive. I mean, I guess that's a changeup or it's a sinker. Getting ahead in the count. You get in the head in the count, you can pitch with a lot of diminished stuff. It's one of the mistakes I made yesterday. I got ahead in the count to Soler, just didn't finish the job. But you got to get ahead in the count. Fairchild hates it, but that was in there. I think that's his heater. Front door 83. You got to love it. Hold on. Let's see, actually. They do have, what's nice is even in the Tokyo Dome now, I noticed this, we have player breakdowns. So you can see movement. So that was Mr. Wells. Just curious to see. Yeah. The fastball average 87. The slider average 82. The changeup 82. So that's a changeup. But the changeup got 71% whiff yesterday from this dude. So it's pretty sick. 100% whiff on the slider. I mean, 53% whiff for the game. This guy was cooking with absolute gas. And then O'Loughlin, who I watched as well, is like a big dude with a weird angle. They could be tough on some left-handed hitting teams, for sure. But those are the first 2 games. So Australia wins. I believe tonight Japan plays, correct? I think that's coming pretty soon. What else we got here? Bazana has some serious lower half, some serious pop with those quick hands as well. Yeah, I mean, I was looking at Bazana a little bit earlier, like his stats. And there's obviously more there. So you can't just look just at stats, obviously. That doesn't work. But at the same time, like he's kind of a sneaky. I mean, it's hard to call him sneaky because he's a 1-1, but like for his size, I expected him to be a little bit more gap to gap, but there's like real home run potential in there for sure. So I assume he played a little bit in AAA. Download the plot. Download the plot. Download the plot. All right. So here we go from AAA this past year. He was only there not that long, 120 plate appearances, but this is what we're looking at. Above average in a lot of categories. Below average, and he strikes out too much. He doesn't get the ball to his pull side in the air enough, which is what he's really good at. But look at that walk percentage in the small sample in AAA, 24.2%. It's fantastic. What has this generation done to get quicker rotationally? If you just watch a lot of the training methods nowadays, I'm sorry, I'm not sharing the screen. That's my bad. Sorry, you guys. Um, what has this generation done to get quicker? If you just watch a lot of the training methods now, whether it be just a lot of cable rotation work. People train on the on the speed side of the spectrum nowadays a lot more. I mean, before it was just everything was so strength and power based. Now you're seeing a lot of people train speed, especially in the rotational plane. Water bag use is a big one. It's just so much more of a focus because everybody realizes that rotational power is one of the major components in the sport. Certainly as a hitter, you really want to stay back and then rotate really fast. As a pitcher, of course, there's a linear element as well as a rotational element. You kind of have to harness both. But as a hitter, you just look at a guy like Mike Trout; it's all rotation. So, pretty good guy to emulate. Not that everybody doesn't have some aspect of a linear move, but more than ever, hitters are just staying back and trying to rotate really fast. Anyway, Bazana. Zone swing percentage, 15th percentile. So he's taking too many pitches in the zone. I guess that's what that means. Really good at not chasing. So that's going to play no matter what, I guess this will be the year. He'll probably get his debut this year, huh? I think that'll be pretty interesting. I hope he does. All right, watch this guy pitch too for a little bit while I get back in the chat. Joe Hisai Hugh, who was very, very good, I thought, in this game when I watched him. Very good feel. Didn't have tremendous velo, but very, very good. NPB and MLB have a data share now from StatCast from NPB is available. That's actually really fantastic for us. Czech versus Australia, 10 o'clock tonight. Will you play when you're 50 in the WBC? No, I just can't see myself playing beyond this, but this is really awesome. And I'm just pumped that I've kind of gotten across the line and I'm officially going to be in uniform on the first day. So it's really exciting for me. All right, let me just get in here for a minute. Since being drafted, they've been working to make him pull the ball, and that's why he's got an oblique injury, but he can pull it. Okay. Tugboat Wilkinson. He pitched for the Canadian team in their most recent game. Hold on, this is interesting. He used to give presentations on what pitches to hit to his Oregon State teammates. Been on him since OSU. He's so electric. I think everybody's been on him. I mean, 1-1 overall pick. So very interesting guy no matter what, especially being Australian. You just don't see a lot of that. Medicine ball throws, squats. Yeah, I mean, you look at the top baseball trainers over the past decade. So Eric Cressy immediately comes to mind. A lot of rotational training, a lot of med ball throwing. That's, a lot of people are on that. 108 performance. Eugene Bleeker's more of the water bag approach. I mean, there's many other outfits as well, but rotational training for sure is something that you see popping up left and right all the time. All right, what else we got here? Oh yeah, so you want to see Tugboat? All right, we got to look for it real quick. Maybe he's in here. Yeah, Matt Wilkinson. He pitched the 9th. Old Tugboat. No video. Actually emailed somebody earlier. They need to write me back about why we're not getting any video on some of the international games. But I'm not going to give up yet. I think there's a chance still, if I go to highlights, that we might get it. I saw Nola today for the first time. He showed up. So that's good. Damn. Nothing here. I guess we're here. We might as well watch Nola's 4 strikeouts. I mean, he's going to be my Italian teammate. So let's see how he looked yesterday in his tune-up. I didn't notice any of this because I was busy playing yesterday. but he was here today. He's going to pitch against Mexico, I'm pretty sure, and now Lorenzen's going to pitch against USA. I think the Rockies kind of messed up our plan. Thanks a lot, guys. Backdoor. Because you messed up our plan a little bit because they want Lorenzen to pitch on a specific day. The game plan was to win first 2 games originally and then maybe like semi-punt the USA game and then go all out against Mexico to try to advance. All right, now the wife's calling me, so I'm just going to go ahead and throw to the loading screen for 1 minute. All right, sorry for that. I'm back. All good. All good in the hood. What else really happened in this game? I guess we just got some things to browse real quick. Alec Boehm, solo homer. Ooh, high and in pitch. Off. Oh, was that off Paxton? Was that off Big Pax, the Big Maple? Only 91. Okay, I can play with that a little bit. Don't care about the Duran thing. Too bad I can't get the Wilkinson thing. What's up with that? What if I get maybe the condensed game? I doubt it, but maybe I'll get something at the very... Oh, yeah. There he is. There he is. Here we go. All right, we're going to get a little look at Tugboat. Tugboat, I can already tell you, does he look like he lost a couple poundages? 117 punchies last year, 104 innings. Ooh, nice back footer right there. Little slurvy thing. Ooh, 90 doors though. I like how fluid he is in his delivery, honestly. Ooh, nice one there. Ninth inning. That fastball plays. You can see it jumping. I've always liked the Canada logo, like the baseball with the maple leaf background and the sea. I think they do a good job. I wish I was a little bit taller. Oh, yep, sir. That's a swing. Oh, a little jam sandwich out to center. And a little 2-out save piece for the tug man. So that's pretty awesome. All right, that's about it for there. So let's go ahead and watch my outing from yesterday, shall we? Real quick. I actually have the video of it, so you can see how crappy it was. But despite the crapola, I am happy about it because really it was just it was a physical test is what it ended up being. And I didn't go completely all out, so I should have some more than what I showed yesterday, but also it's just good to get out there and not get hurt. So, okay, so when I immediately came back into the clubhouse, I looked at my StatCast numbers here, and I was like, how hard was I throwing? So I see here it has me down as an average of 89 on my sinker, but if you count these ones that they read as a changeup, it's probably a tick below that. It's like 88.8 probably. That's good enough for me. I'm okay with that. 4 seamers, I threw 2 of them, average 89.7. I did throw a pitch over 90, so that was a big goal. The sliders were coming in at 75. That's by far the slowest sweeper I've ever had, but I think it's fine. I think it can play. In terms of whiffs, I got 0 whiffs on 8 swings, so that's not ideal, but I did get a strikeout on a backdoor fastball to Darno. And like all my break was down 3 inches, and I think that's just a function of like just wasn't throwing hard. But anyway, didn't have a problem with it. Worked out fine, felt fine. So let's see here. Ottavino versus Angels. That's Teal back there, and he had literally no idea what I threw. Like while I'm warming up with no time on the clock, he's running out there, and the quality of the camera's bad, by the way. But he ran out there and was pretty much like, "What are we doing here?" And I'm like, "Just keep calling sliders and sinkers away, and an occasional four seam." And so that's what we kind of did. But I didn't execute here. I had a 1-2 count on Soler, try to go backdoor sinker, miss, and then I yanked 2 pitches completely in the gutter. This was the big issue. I kept over-rotating a little bit. It's hard when you're throwing when you're just throwing in bullpens and stuff, and then the first game you kind of have to recalibrate your feel out there. So, first time out, like considering the circumstances, I think it went fine. Even with a bunch of really bad pitches, which start right here. I think the next 2 are in the gutter. Yep, there's 1 in the gutter. That was a 4 seam. I was aiming up with that, so that's how funny that is. Yeah, we got a pitch com. Yep, and there's the ball 4, missing by like a foot. So that was that first batter. Here's Adele. I immediately fall behind him 2-0. And then I think I get back to 2-1, and then he caps a ball to second, like takes a big swing, but the slider's deceptive enough, and he gets out. And that's the first out. And Soler just kind of stands there at second base. He could have easily went to third at any point. I was not trying to hold anybody on at this point. I was just like, let's throw some strikes. Interesting article today about string training velo versus regular season about 15 years ago. Pitcher went up 1 mile an hour in the regular season. Now it's basically the same, but with higher variance. It just seems like everything's crazy. Like everybody's just out there throwing 1,000 miles an hour. There's that weird contact I was talking about. So we got an out there on that. And then Vaughn Grissom gets a hit. I kind of hang him a slider down the middle. And I should have stayed with the fastball. Like I almost got a pop out right here on one pitch. That ball was just foul. Vinny went after that one. Adam chewing ices and grit on her teeth. That ship sailed a long time ago, Merritt. Yeah, there's the hit. It's actually not a terrible location. Pretty good swing by him, to tell you the truth. So that scored the run. And then after that, we get a couple guys out. This is Oswald Peraza. So I think got me all righties, which was nice because that's ideally what I would like to. That's ideally what I would like to face if I can. But I don't know. I'm also skinny like right now. Like I'm 230, which might not seem skinny to you guys. Like that might seem like a ton of weight, but I always pitch at like 245. So I don't know. I feel frail. I feel frail out there. It's a good question, and I have another angle for you to consider, which I think is pretty good for you to watch in a minute. So there's Teal kind of getting ready to throw. They were stealing on that pitch, but a really weak pop-up, and then I get d'Arnaud. And now I actually did try to slide step a little bit just to get used to doing it if I have to. And this actually, I think he might have been out, to be honest with you. But it didn't work out. So yeah, I thought Grisham hit a good pitch as well, now that I looked at the video of it. Fun fact, habitual ice eating is actually a symptom of iron deficiency. It's just so crazy. How could I have an iron deficiency? Like I eat everything with iron, my vegetables, steak, all that type of stuff. It's crazy. So anyway, like we're piecing this thing together physically. Kind of is what it is. You can see the slider; they're super far ahead of it, And I just think if I can figure out how to be a little bit more aggressive in a real game with more stakes, everything will be fine. There's the called strike 3 backdoor sinker to end the outing. Now, they didn't get a good view of that. But anyway, here's what I wanted to mention. You watch me from the front angle. A big thing for me was always where my front leg lands on this angle. So typically, you see the length of the rubber back there? I didn't want to be outside of the rubber, but as long as my foot was inside the rubber and even all the way up to the edge, then that was usually right up to the edge was the perfect amount of cross body for me. So I'm a little bit less cross body at this moment than I would be typically, but you can see there's still some crossfire there. And from this angle, my delivery looks fine. I start spinning off a little bit at times because I don't think I'm very strong in my legs like I normally would be. Like you see there, like I'm kind of flying open a little bit. But this was helpful to see at least. So I could, there's a slider. Just helpful to see, just to kind of connect the what you feel with what you see, which I think is always, for me at least, it's important because I've watched my video of myself throw for a long time, so I kind of know what it looks like when it's right. So anyway, it's kind of interesting. But the other thing that's also interesting is now that I'm here and now that I'm going to be a part of the roster, it's occurred to me, and it was talked to me about already that, you know, all the other pitchers are like on a don't go back to back type of restriction here. So I'm not, along with like a couple of the native Italian guys that made the roster. So I'm going to have to be ready for every game. So the old boy is just going to do it because there is no tomorrow for me basically in this game. So it's funny, but I kind of like it, but I'm also kind of terrified to be up every game. Like, what if I pitch in all 4 games? Am I going to be okay? But I don't know. Why not? I guess you have nothing to lose in this situation. So anyway, there's a little bit of that, and then we'll hop back into the chat and we'll go look at some other stuff the rest of the way. You know, I don't even know what's happening tonight. I know we're going somewhere on a bus. I know it's supposed to be like 3 hours long. I'm not sure if the other teams are there or not. I don't really know anything. I just know what we're supposed to wear and what time I have to be going. And that precludes me from going to some place nice in Houston or exploring. So I just have to kind of deal with it. So it's all good. What else we got? What's the most aesthetically pleasing uniform you've played in? Man, it's hard to beat them Yankee pinstripes, I would say, but I don't know. There's some Colorado ones that looked really good, I thought, at times too. Like the black sleeve cutoffs, like yeah, with the gray pants, like on a perfect, they could look really good. Do you think arm rotation and arm path is the key to more consistent location? I don't. I think the key to more consistent location is proprioception and practicing the mind-body connection, like your brain through, using your senses, right? Like your vision and your balance to then engage through the computer of your brain to move your hand in space. So basically hand-eye coordination in the throwing way and the ability to focus downrange is really the most important thing in command. I do think the more simple your delivery is, you probably have less room for error. But you see guys with complicated deliveries have excellent command, and a lot of it's just how well they compute things. All right, so here's a guy I want to talk about for a second. Nicholas, he got traded yesterday, came off the field. This is a guy I've been intrigued about for a while. Kyle Nicholas. Everybody's been telling me that this guy's got closer shit, and he just needs to put it together. No, not TJ Nichols. Kyle Nicholas, who's now a Red. And I've watched him throw a little bit. And this guy he's not as big as Glasnow, but he gives me Glasnow vibes athletically. And the mix is like a really good fastball and 2 power breaking balls. So I'm kind of, I saw Jared Jones was sad. I guess him, Skeens, and Nicholas are the 3 amigos or something. So now he's on the Reds. I do think that with the flat mound, his fastball is going to play crazy. But you just look at the measurables on this four seam. 17.2 inches of rise. So that's an above average amount of rise, and he's averaging 97.6 last season. Beast. Slider. 1 and 4.5 at 91 almost. So that's pretty gross. And then a power curve at negative 12.3 inches of drop, induced vertical break. So power pitches. Power pitches. I wonder what the Stuff Plus machine has to say about our friend here, because when I watched him, I was like, oh, this guy's like got closer upside. Closer upside. Just when you watch it, you're like, that's what that looks like. It's like explosive. Yeah, so Stuff Plus has him as having elite breaking stuff. They actually don't love his fastball that much on Eno's model here. But 114 on the slider last year, 112 on the curveball. There's also a sinker in here, which graded at 141. And, maybe he will develop into more of that thing. The biggest issue with him has been wildness. But I love this move for the Reds. I don't know what the Pirates, I guess, are a little bit more of a win now situation because who'd they acquire? They acquired somebody like an offensive player that can maybe help them, Tyler Callahan. Let me see. Tyler Callahan. I mean, left fielder and second baseman. I guess they really wanted this guy for some reason. I don't know enough about him, so to be fair. But Kyle Nicholas, dude, his stuff is serious. I watched him throw. And even in the big leagues, 29.4% whiff rate last year. Solid amount of chase, limits some hard hit and barrel. It's just the walk rate, 11% walk rate. I'd imagine the command's not great, and really maybe he gets a little predictable. But I was pretty impressed watching this guy chuck the rock yesterday for sure. Zero command. I don't understand why Pittsburgh wanted to trade him either. But I kind of like him. He's 27. Maybe they feel like they've gone down every path with him and they just aren't connecting. That can be possible. A good buddy of mine, Radley Haddad, who used to work over there. I mean, the first thing he saw when he saw that I was on the team, he's like, you have to talk to Kyle Nicholas. Like he's got it. He's got to figure it out, but he's got it like physically. Anyone specifically going to be lined up for the closer role? Definitely not me. But I would say right now I'm not really sure, but we have some serious arms right now. So we have Nicholas, who's pumping 98. We got my guy Dan Altavia, who's pumping 96 as of last year, and I bet he's throwing even harder now. This guy's a brick shithouse. Looks like an absolute monster. Like he could probably squat 400 without even feeling it. So this guy's a possibility. He's been around, he's been around 8 seasons in the big leagues. He's got a little kick change going on that he says he's having a hard time executing, but he's got really good stuff. Then we also have this guy who I had never seen pitch before until he pitched right after me yesterday, and he touched 99 yesterday. So another guy throwing absolute flames. So those are 3 guys throwing flames. Then you got La Sorsa, who I guess is obviously going to be the lefty guy. But La Sorsa's velo jumped up last year. So this team has some arms. I guess he only got 5 games last year, but he was up back into the 92s. He's been around a while. There's also Marinaccio, Weissert. I actually think we have a sneaky team, guys. Weissert's a really good pitcher. I mean, now look at the last 2 years. I mean, he's basically at an even 3 ERA over his last 2 years and 130-ish innings, getting the job done. Kind of evolving too. Really reduced the sweeper usage. I mean, go ahead and look at when he first burst on the scene, the sweeper usage, 37%. Even hold on. 37% when he first came up, and now it's at 9%. So that's evolution. And there's even more guys than that. Even some of the Italian guys look pretty good. So we have plenty of arms in the bullpen. Oh, I didn't mention this guy. Funk Master, Alec Jacob. Have you seen this guy pitch? He's throwing from a -1 degree arm angle. Just filthy. Sidearm submarine type. Outlier stuff. If this guy, I mean, it's going to be a double I'm about to show, but you get the idea of the arm angle when you watch it. So I like that. We got angles. We got a bunch of different looks. We got a lot of velocity. We got some wild cards. So I do think it's going to be a fascinating group, for us, and see if we can get it done. On the starting side of things, we'll see. The first two games, we're going to have to rake, but I like our lineup a lot. I'm big. So far, the best personality so far has been Fisher. My guy Fisher from New Jersey, who went to 3 different colleges, I just found out recently. So Fisher from the Mariners. Let me see how high up he ranks on the Mariners top prospects. I mean, not Mariners, Brewers, excuse me. Brewers, Milwaukee Brew Crew. Andrew Fisher. First of all, the most jersey I've ever met on a human. Yeah, I love me some side armors and submariners. Haven't seen Urkalani yet, but I'm going to keep an eye out for sure. Anyway, this dude right here, man, this dude's got some serious personality. And I think he's got a good mindset. And, people told me that he was a maniac and stuff, but I like this guy. And he banged last year in high A, huh? 311, 402, 446, 848 OPS. Oh, it's only 19 games. So he's just getting started. But I don't know. He's got a Bruce Springsteen and Frank Sinatra tattoo. I mean, this guy's as Jersey as you can get. Has a band. I don't remember what the name of the band was, but I'm liking it. Be yourself out here. So he's going to get a run. We're going to be extremely tough to pitch to if you're right-handed pitching against us. So I'm excited just to get this tournament going on this side of things. He likes the eye black. Why do they call submariners flying squirrels? I don't never heard them call them flying squirrels, but we'll see. Do you think Team USA and Team DR will be able to mash against the Asian squads? They don't seem to throw hard at all. Probably every one of them except for Japan. Japan has such good pitching, so Japan's a tough out versus anybody. But I do think, on the other teams, they should be able to mash them. The DR lineup is a joke. I mean, the US one is too, but holy cow, those 2 games in DR were really cool. Graceffo had 15 whiffs in his first spring training appearance this year. Yeah. Dude, this guy's repping New Jersey. Big time. Bruce. He was telling me his story today. I would love to have the kid on sometime. Maybe I'll get the kid on, but he was telling me his story was crazy. Committed to Duke. His parents, his mom's a professor at Princeton. He's from South Jersey. Committed to Duke, went there, wasn't getting much run, then started getting a little run, immediately broke his hamate. The Duke coach was like, you have to be healthy to play here, kind of negging him. So then he went in the portal, went to Ole Miss, played really good there, but then 21 guys went in the portal the year after that. So then he was like, what's even happening to this program? Goes in the portal, ends up going to Tennessee, goes, I think, second round. Just a crazy story altogether. 3 colleges. I can't relate to that. You couldn't get out in my day. You know what I mean? Do your teammates watch your streams? I feel like it'd be funny to chat, and then all of a sudden you're evaluating my personality for 60 people on YouTube. Yeah, they probably don't, but whatever. He's like a young guy. I can do that. I don't know if they're considering it, but it would be great. I just saw that the Quisqueya only has 13,000 seats, so that's a big problem. That's a big problem. So this is how it's looking, but we'll see. Yeah, we are mostly American. We're like the America F squad. One thing that's fascinating about this tournament is you have retired guys, you have superstars, you have prospects, you have everything in between. High school players, you have plumbers from check. You have all sorts of stuff going on. All right, enough about that for now. There'll be more WBC talk coming up. Yesterday, we had some interesting stuff to look at. Red Sox-Yankees game. This is probably the first place we should start. There's some other stuff. Please shout it out in the chat. We'll go watch it. I have about 45 minutes left on the stream time if we want to keep rolling here. First things first, Red Sox threw both Crochet and Tolle in this game. Crochet debuted the split. He also had 2 at-bats versus Lombard, and Lombard got the best of them both times, which was pretty interesting. All right, so here's the first at-bat, Crochet and Lombard. 96-4 up and away on the 4-seam. Crochet is so dialed. He's so good. I mean, I watched the rest of this outing. He threw a lot of really good pitches. The split didn't have the same metric that we saw in that one clip. But nevertheless, he located a few of them pretty well. Here's the home run. This is an impressive swing because this pitch, he gets it up and away. I feel like Garrett doesn't get beat up and away with his fastball hardly ever, and Lombard just goes over everything right there. So really good swing by the kid who's been putting on a show defensively, and now he gets his first dinger in big league camp off of Garrett Crochet, of all people. So 6 swing there. How hard he hit that? 104.2 at 35. I like George Lombard Jr. Lombard Jr. defense looks elite. That's what I'm saying. So far, his elite defense has been insane, right? Every time we've seen him, he's been making a sick play. Yeah, apparently Mike is not welcome anymore around here. Apparently he bankrupted FIBS, so it didn't go so well, and that marriage is now over. They think of him a lot the way Shia LaBeouf thinks of people now. Of him. All right, so that's the first at-bat. I'll skip ahead to the second at-bat of Lombard because I don't care to watch all of Crochet. I'll hunt around for some splitters so you can look at them. All right, second at-bat. Fastball up away, no call, ball 1. Taking on a cutter, good pitch, 1-1. Here's a split. So 2 things about this one that intrigued me when I watched it. The first one, it's only 8 inches of vertical break, so it doesn't look like it has a lot of drop, just looks like a steady, straight thing headed down out of the hand. And then -11. So it's not very droppy like it was in that slow-mo video that we had watched. But at the same time, he does kind of locate this pitch down below the zone. What's intriguing to me is that Lombard doesn't even come close to offering at it. So this split, at least, was very ineffective. It's essentially non-competitive. And then he goes ahead and whacks a fastball, a sinker up the middle with a really good swing. And he hits the crap out of that ball and beats Story. 108.5 at 5. So 2 really good swings. 2 very powerful hacks and balls in play off of Crochet for the kid. So not only being impressive on defense, had a pretty impressive day at the plate in this game. Damn. Really nice. So that was impressive. Let's hunt around a little bit more for some splitters. Let's see here. Here's one. So he gets a called strike on a high split there. Didn't really do anything. Here's one. This one has a better metric. It's only 4 vert. And he gets the swing on it. So that's probably the best split I've seen so far from Crochet.
Second baseman. Very familiar name, longtime major leaguer.
But anyway, that's what a good one looks like right there. Looking for another one. And that's it. So there's only a few of them. This is the last one to Lombard that he spits on easy. So he threw one really nice. He threw one right down the middle, and he threw that one, which was a little weird. But that's it. That's it for Crochet on the splits. Let me see what you guys have in the chat before we go look at Tolle, who had actually a really outstanding outing. Why even bother with the splitter? He's so good already. Yeah, I mean, he's been working on changeups for a while. He had a kick change version last year as well. I think there's a big time Scooble influence here. Lefties wanting to throw changeups, especially when they throw hard. They see how dominant that pitch can be. So I don't blame him, but I mean, he's already pretty good. So, you know, until that pitch is actually garnering the swings that he wants, he'd probably stick with the other stuff mostly. So they've been saying Lombard's defense is MLB ready. It looks great to me. Bankrupting the team following the Wilpon Mets tradition. Yes, and so some of these comments here, you said it, I didn't say it, but these are all facts. Thoughts on the Yankees trying McMahon at short? I mean, I think it's fun. I mean, he probably won't play a lot of short, but Ryan's a great defender. Who knows? Who knows? I've never seen him at short personally, but you don't know if you don't see. Has he changed his arm slot? I know over the seasons it's been dropping. For Crochet. All right, let's take a little gander. We probably won't have anything yet on this year yet. But let's see. So 35-degree arm angle this year. I mean, last season. That's way down. He went 39, 56, 43, 38, 35. So maybe he's just settling in now to being a little bit more of a low slot guy. Did the arm slot drop throughout the year last year is my question. Let's see here. No, it actually climbed a little bit as last season went on. So it'll be interesting to see where he's at this year once we get that data. But that's a good question. I thought he looked fine, though, when I watched him for the most part. McMahon isn't going to really play short. They're just trying to save a roster spot while he's out by not having to carry Schumann or a true backup shortstop. That could be true. Random, who is Team Italy's emergency catcher? It's Clement for USA. You know, I don't really have a great feel for that. Teal, we have JJ after him, and then I'm not really sure who the number 3 would be. Do I think Lombard makes it up this year? I would guess against it, but I don't have any idea because he decides that by how good he plays at the end of the day. This would speak into existence, Nick. Speak it into existence. That's all I can say. That would be fun. Probably unlikely, but it would be fun. All right, let's go watch Tolle because this guy's shredded. So I'm going to skip the Paul DeJong walk, but after that, we're going to watch every pitch for a little bit because he debuted a sinker in this game. I don't know if you had ever seen this before. It's really nice. -16 and 9.9 is basically a completely flipped metric from what his four-seam is. And that four-seam was friggin' electric yesterday. So, you know, I've been on record saying that at the moment, he feels to me like a little bit of a risky type prospect and potentially more of a bullpen guy. This is a sinker. But in this outing, he shows what it looks like when he puts it all together in terms of just, you know, the velocity. And then he can piece together enough quality pitches. Here's a cutter for a called strike 3, punching out Jones there. Jones challenges it, and he is incorrect. Totally had that fastball working, and he did. Let's see where this challenge was. I didn't watch this. Touches the top. Sit down, Spence. All right, here you go. This is where he gets on a little strikeout binge. First pitch, cutter, swing and miss. Second pitch, four-seam. 17 vert from his angle with 7.7 extension. This ball played like 100. Off the bag. See you later. Marcelo keeps the tag on him. Little backdoor curveball. So obviously, it's the quality of the secondaries that will essentially define whether he reaches his ultimate ceiling, which is like really good starting pitcher or not. Because the fastball is insane. There's a little backdoor curveball. His personality is fantastic too. That ball's exploding. All right, here's a changeup. I believe this is a kick changeup or split type of thing. Wow. Ornelas was nowhere near this. Kind of a weird metric. Didn't do a whole lot except drop, but holy cow. All right, curveball here. Runs away from it a little bit. It's going to be tough because his hand kind of is late, so it's tough to throw curveballs because where you really have to get your hand out front. Like you see, he's really, even this one, he gets the punch out on it. He releases this like back by his head. You want to have a little bit more extension typically with a curveball before you release it, especially when you drop it on plate. But nevertheless, he's punched two guys out with top shelf backdoor curveball accidents, happy accidents. And the fastball is just ridiculous. I mean, he's pumping 98, 99, touching 100 in this game. I mean, this guy is so late on each of those first two pitches. Yeah, just go up with it. He missed completely, and he still touched it. Curveball. Probably the best one I've seen him throw so far. Got that one down, but touches it. No, backdoor. Another backdoor. So there's something about the way his angle makes everybody kind of have a hard time with this pitch that pops up and away and then kind of sneaks in the zone late. You've seen two guys swing at it and miss it. But yeah, it's pretty good. All right, here's a sinker. So using the sinker left on left is just straight up diabolical. That thing is gross. 99 mile an hour four seam. I mean, that's just a rocket in the glove. All right, we got a question in the chat from Maya, so it's time to do a little quick breakdown of what makes this fastball so good. All right, number one, he's throwing hard as crap, right? Obviously. Number two, the vertical break on it. He's got a triple-headed monster, quadruple-headed monster of fastball metrics, particularly with his four seam. A lot of it applies to his sinker as well. But number one, above average amount of induced vertical break in general, but way above average when you consider his release height, which is below average, which means when he throws it up in the zone, he's going to have that flat vertical approach angle, and it's going to be even steeper because of this 17.5 inches of induced vertical break. Number two, extension. This is like number one in the league, right next to Logan Gilbert, 7.7 feet of extension. So everything he throws, he's releasing closer to the plate than just about anybody in the league. So he's got elite amount of natural movement on the fastball, elite amount of extension, meaning he's on top of you, and he's already throwing 98, 99 on top of it. So that's insane. And then, so the release height, the extension, the spin rate, the velocity, and then the fifth thing, which you can't really see very well right here, is actually horizontal approach angle, because he's way over there and the ball comes completely across the zone, like in a horizontal way. So he's throwing basically 5 outliers into one. And I actually do think that just on a metric level, he's up there close to the best fastball in the game. He is. Just from a metric standpoint. And there's a 100.4 mile an hour dotted pitch and a sick fist pump and mustache. Tom Selleck, David Wells combo coming off the mound. Like, he's easily a dominant reliever. It's just a question of can he throw enough secondaries for strikes. But you see what it looks like when he's right. He's just punching tickets. And it's just, what are you going to do about it? It's straight gas. All right, here's a changeup. Pretty good metric on it, but it's a ball. In this game, it looks like he did have good enough command with the cutter and the curveball to be a factor. When he struggled last year, all he could do is just throw his fastball. And as good as it is, major league hitters will figure it out a little bit, right? So, gonna get out Lombard here, gets him to chop over a curveball. Very good curveball there.
What I remember is my mom was so happy with what we had in that card.
The other part of my worry with him last year, and we won't get to see it on this video, but we'll see it again in the regular season, is I mentioned his hand is late. When he lands, he is in a little bit of a flipped down position. I do feel like he's putting some interesting stress through his shoulder to accomplish what he's doing. It makes him more deceptive. but I'm not sure that it's. I know for my body type, it would hurt really bad. I would never put it on him, but looking at it, I wonder. I wonder how you're going to be able to stay healthy with his arm action. But dude, he's just cheesing it. Even this is 97. This is like pitch number, I don't know, 50 maybe. Here's 98 on a sinker. Gets the rollover left on left. It is a hit this time. But I like the fact that he's added the sinker into the equation as well. Gives him another look on the fastball. And then he's just got to throw enough off-speed pitches over the dang plate. He admitted to dyeing his mustache. Error right there. How much aura does the stash add? Not everybody can do it. It's not equal for everybody, but for him, he's got it. He's got it. He's got the aura. And there's another curveball strikeout. He was feeling it, giving some tongue action there coming off the mound. So tremendous outing from Peyton Tolle yesterday. I thought all of that stuff was fairly interesting to look at from yesterday's game. Let me go to his player breakdown. Also, Luis Gil also pitched in this game and actually looked pretty good. 38% whiff. That's a big difference from where he had been at perfectly. All right, where is our guy? Peyton Tolle right here. 37% whiff overall, 33% on the fastball, 29 on the cutter, 50 on the curveball, 50 on the changeup. Curveball was very effective. The changeups are not real; those are sinkers. But so you added, so he really threw 14% sinkers in here. Threw really hard, looked really good. 5 out of 10 first pitch strikes. That's kind of the basics. He's just got to spin pitches over the middle and be able to, not let them get too many looks at that four seam, and everything will play really well. So an impressive outing for him for sure. Let's see what the splitter averaged from Crochet on movement. 7 and 8. I'm assuming that's not the metric he's looking for. But anyway, that was a first look at that. Let me get back here in the chat for a little bit. That's because you have an 8-pack and are chiseled like a professional wrestler. Hardly. Hardly. Mustache adds 5 points of stuff, but only for relievers. So starters should be more clean-shaven. What about Cease? Cease got some velo with the stash. The stash is making a resurgence with this whole generation, to be honest. We wanted nothing to do with the mustaches, but now they're everywhere. Yeah, dude, I did see this. The umpire had a rough go yesterday in the WBC game. I was watching it, so I saw it. It was tough. Who has the best stash in the league? I don't know, man. There's a lot of good candidates. A lot of good candidates. At one point, John Axford had a fun one. Stash is negative aura the majority of the time, so a female has spoken. Would you ever rock the Raleigh finger stash? I can't pull that off. Can't pull that off. Should Skeens go back to the stash? I don't know. I just let him do his thing. Let him do his thing. Stash is like flames on your car. Adds 5 miles an hour. Chafin's getting some votes. Schneider's got a very nice one. I mentioned Cease. Sal Fasano is one of our coaches. His is tremendous. Tremendous stash. Really good stash. All right, so we're looking at an Australia Czech 9 p.m. Central Time kickoff. What else? Wow, 24-4 San Diego over Seattle right now. That was Luis Castillo started the game. He had a rough go with it today. Johnny Damon, best all-time beard? Perhaps. His was special with the hair. I shaved the other day, and all my coworkers acted like I killed their cats. So shaving the stash isn't always the best. Oh, yeah, Grish has a good one. Twins 15-0. Jaxson Wiggins yesterday against Brewers looked good. Great IVB on heater. What team is Jaxson Wiggins with again? Cubs, maybe? So this was yesterday. Brewers. Yeah. Cubs, Brewers. All right. Let's see if this game's on TV at all. But Edward Cabrera, Jaxson Wiggins. Average 98 with the four seam, 92 with the cutter, 81 with the banger, 90 with the changeup, 17 and 10 on his four. All right, Cubs Brewers. Let's see if we have this game from yesterday. Oh, Sproat pitched in this game as well, and Rohan. There's a lot to watch in this game if we want to. All right, so Wiggins. Let's watch Wiggins a little bit first. We'll just speed watch him. All right, first strikeout with a curveball. Damn, -16. Diablo, right in the ground. Look at the height. Look at the height on the release, and this ball makes it to the dirt. That's such a tough pitch to hit, or even to lay off of. It's just starting so high. All right, next batter. 99, Murph with no hat on, doing Murph things. So this is a 19 vert ball at 99. So this guy's got a hell of a fastball, and he's straight over the top. Interesting guy. Here's a walk.
Yeah, one that we set our own expectations,
Here's an out on a fastball. I mean, you can definitely see the fastball is going to play. I mean, I don't know if there's any deception there, but he's throwing hard as hell. Another fastball here. This is Made. Ooh, three pitch strikeout to Made. So let's see how he did that. Made is the top prospect for the Brewers. I mean, that ball's exploding, guys. Exploding. Change up. So he's got good separation off the changeup. It was about 8 or 9 miles an hour. I mentioned if you throw 100, pretty good idea to have any kind of changeup, despite the metric. If people have to respect your heater. And then he doorses him. So 3 pitch. And that's down, and he doors him. So that ball's got some ride to it for sure. There's another out on a fastball. This is Frelick. Gets Frelick to pop up a middle fastball. Wow. We should have Frelick on our team. He played last WBC. Sal, where you at, bro? Definitely got a good fastball. Here's a cutter. Perfect location. Down and away to Vaughn. Gets the rollover. Very nice. Very nice. Look at this. This is a perfect cutter location to a righty. You want to get him off the end. You want them to pull a ball off the end, as I've mentioned before. Didn't really have any actual cut to that pitch, but still very effective. Got him off the end of the bat. So there's Wiggins. Interesting guy to watch right there. Some top prospects a decade ago wouldn't be top 100 in MILB stuff. It's insane. 100%, bro. It's gotten crazy. I look at these guys now. I actually pity them in some ways. Like, the bar is so high. Graceffo yesterday, I'm like, bro, you're throwing 99. He's like, yeah, that's what I throw. But it's like, kind of has to, right? It's insane. Sergio Romo had a good beard. What else we got here? Paul Skeens owes me $40. Read they wanted Frelick to rest coming off being a little banged up. Of course they did. Of course they did. Cabrera. Now a Cub. Here's the changeup. 93.6. Filth. Little sinker at 97.7. This was a savvy pickup by the Cubs. This guy's a stuff monster. And it's unique. Great curveball too. He walks him on it here. But he's got really snappy curveball. I love his curveball, and I love his changeup. Oh, El Gary grinding it up the middle. There's a combio to get out of this inning. Dirty. Ooh, Akil Badu. Second inning. Four seam, almost 15 verts. Good for him. Ooh, Toke. Nice bunt. We were talking about bunts the other day. I was like, oh, I don't want to watch the bunt. And then everybody was like, ooh, let's watch the bunt. Let's watch the bunt. Let's watch this bunt. David Hamilton, former Red Sox, dropping one down. Perfectly placed. He might even be out there, but no challenge. Ooh, strike three here. Oh, backdoor banger. Let's see how much in the zone this was. I kind of agree. Ooh, I want to watch this if there's any Dustin May stuff today. All right, next one, curveball. He's got such a good curveball. Obviously, right on right, it's not always going to be the best, but it's going to be hard to square it up. Ooh, Made just missed that four seam, popping it up. Let's watch the whole at-bat versus Made since he's so hyped. Number 3 overall prospect right now. Supposed to be Gold Glove quality at short, and has shown some really good ability at the plate as well. Ooh, they tapped the helmet on this one. Wow. In real time, I thought this was down, so really good job by them. 1-2, change up, and then they get. Wow, this one's 21 inches of run. Good take, and then he pops them up on the fastball. Just got him off the end a little bit. Using his four seam a little bit more than we saw with the Marlins, I think. Ground ball there. I know the Cubs, one of their main tenets, one of their main principles is just throw strikes, let the defense play. So, that's what they're going to try to preach to Cabrera as well. All right, that was it for that side of things. What did I mention? Milwaukee Sproat pitched, correct? Let's take a look at old Sproaty. Former Met. 94.3 on the cutter. Contact out. And going to strike out on his curveball here. Ooh, nice one. Now this is perfectly located. Oof, nice. 98.5 sinker. Ooh, gets the happy accident high runner. I was actually just talking about this today with Weissert. This pitch right here. So it's like when you go to throw the front door two seam, you start a little higher, and that way, if you're a little late with your hand, which you're perfectly fine doing, you end up over here somewhere, and that's like a really tough pitch to hit. That's kind of runny and moving a lot. And that's exactly what happened there. So, happy accident, but sort of by design, if that makes sense. Curveball. Ooh, Chase McCormick takes him in the gap for a leadoff double here in the second. It's one of the problems with those right-on-right curveballs, right? They're not going to get you to miss it in the zone, but it's not a pitch you can't use, but it's not as effective as, say, a slider, right on right. Nice job staying inside to move the runner over there. So man on third, one out, gets him to a 2-1 count. Goes cutter, slams it through the right side. Cutter and curveball right on right shouldn't be his main game. It could be part of it, but it shouldn't be the main game. The main game should be this sinker here. Ooh, good swing, but he's going to get an out on it. How hard he hit that? 107, Owen Miller. Just no launch angle. I think he knuckled this ball to center. What do you think? Think this ball knuckled off the bat? All right, next. Change up. Very hard change up.
Runner takes off. Bouncer
Pretty well located.
Hamilton takes care of it.
There's a sinker right on a 3-1 count. Ooh, Scott Kingery, where you been?
3-1 to him, misses high.
Ball 4.
Lead off.
2-2, sinker to a lefty, going to try for the front door. But he left it right down the middle and not high enough for the happy accident. That's the downside of doing the front door sinker with 2 strikes. It's not high enough. And I don't know how he got there in this at-bat, but Dylan Carlson takes his ass into right for a hit. So good swing by Dylan there on 2-2. Ooh, right on right strikeout with a changeup. Really good pitch. I really like his changeup and his sinker. I also like his curveball, particularly to lefties, and the cutter's got above average velocity. But his breaking pitches, they don't have a lot of spin. They're not going to be that darty. They're not going to be that late. So it's going to be interesting to see how well the breaking balls play long term. Oof. Does he make this play? Great play. This ball was ripped. How hard did this hit him? 106. You okay? He's got a mustache. Let's watch this again. This is a good swing by Ballesteros. You know, Ballesteros got a little bit of Rafael Palmeiro in that swing. You guys see that at all? This little hang move? That's a Rafael Palmeiro swing right there. Ow. Gets the out, though. Credit to him right there. Here's a sweeper. I was waiting on one. Ah, good pitch. See you later, Chaz. Yeah, sweeper to Chaz. No curveball to Chaz. Sweeper to Chaz. All right. Actually, I thought Sproat looked pretty good. Stuff looked pretty good right there. What was his breakdown? Yeah, velo up from last year when we saw him. Average of 96.8 on the sinker in that game, 92 on the changeup. Everything's up about 1 to 2 miles an hour across the board, so that's a good sign. Spin's still low, but that's just kind of where he's at, although a little higher this year than last, it looks like maybe. Probably correlated with the velocity. Better sinker shape in terms of drop, not as much run. %77 first pitch strikes. That's going to be his game. Contact. And I definitely think versus righties, jamming them a lot with sinkers. For sure. All right, here we go. Oh, yeah, Dustin May. That might be the last guy if we want to go check on him. I got to see if... did he pitch yesterday or today? I think he might have pitched today, right, guys? Cardinals, Pirates. Yeah, Dustin May pitched today. All right. Let me just talk in the chat for a second, and then we'll hop over to this Dustin May that I already queued up. 2 WBC games. I already missed the ABS. Some people are hating on the ABS, but I'm not yet. So I'm going to give it a little room to breathe. I think eventually technology will call every pitch. I hate it. I hate it. You might be right, but I hate it. When throwing the front hip sinker with 2 strikes, are you using the belt line as your vertical target? Honestly, as high up as the mask. Like, I really want to throw it in the top quadrant. I think it's safer. I think it's safer than throwing it down and in. Even that one that he gave up the hit on, it wasn't a home run. You know what I mean? The home runs happen on the down-in miss when the guy can kind of drop barrel and scoop that ball to right at that classic lefty down-in swing. Manoah did pitch. It did not go well, but I haven't seen it yet. I don't think we have video of May. Let's see. Let's find out at least. Cardinals and Piratas today. If it was in Roger Dean, they might have video here. Pittsburgh Pirates, St. Louis Cardinals. You never let me go. Dustin May. No. Oh, yeah, we got video. We got vids. We got Dustin May vids. 97. All right, timeout. Before we even watch anything, we need to, first of all, he's got a single-digit number on his back, which is pretty good. All right. Velocity up. on everything. And that's one of the things he was known for, and also incredible spin, including curveball. Now, they're not showing it here on this chart, but I'm going to guess some of these are curveballs that are misread, and we'll look at on the video. But for here, they still only got 17% whiff today. Yeah, it looks like the sweeper has more drop here. -5. It was -2 before, so this could be him going to more of a curveball shape. Sinker shape's the same. Four seam actually up on vert. So I think his arm angle already from the video looked like it climbed a little bit. But let's get back into it. Let's watch a little Dustin May. Here's a sinker. That's a changeup. So this is a changeup that they misread. Really good pitch for the rollover. Next batter, Brandon Lau. There's the curveball. That's a curveball. -15. So you guys are 100% right about the curveball coming back. I mean, he's got such good spin talent. 3,100 RPM, -15, -8. Even if it's a ball, you can see that it's gross. Ooh, 21 on the sinker here. Stuff was electric today, huh? 100 on the four seam. Yeah, you're not going to be able to cover that after you just saw sinker shape. Now they're going to try to go a little higher. Whew. And now changeup. Gets him out front. So I think the plan versus lefties is to go curveball, four-seam changeup. And then righties, he's probably going to be mainly sinker. It's a curveball. Yep, you guys are right. He's throwing curveballs again. I love it. I love it. That's going to give him a much better shot versus lefties. And he faced a lot of them in this game. Here's a 4. Cutty 4, too. This might even be a cutter. That was probably a cutter. Here's his 4. Exploding. Curveball again. Really nice. Four seam at the top. I think this is a better approach for him than trying to be so painty with sinkers and sweepers to lefties. There's a changeup. Gets the rollover, but it is a hit. That's going to happen without the shift. Now he gets a righty finally. He goes right to his sinker. Gets a ground ball. Perfect. I'm loving it. I'm loving the game plan right now out of May. He looked a little lost last year. I'm not going to lie. I'm liking the game plan so far. Ooh, Henry Davis, former catch partner of mine. Nice sweeper for a ball. So he's going to be sweeper, sinker to righties, and he's going to be four-seam curveball changeup to lefties. That's going to be the A game. Sinker down, 1-2 count. Let's see how they battle. Easy take there. Wow, good swing, Henry. Pulls the 4. I like that attempt there. They were under that breaking ball. Try to elevate with the 4. Sinker in. Now he's going to be tough to cover. I think he's going to chew righties up really good. And I'm encouraged by the lefty stuff so far. If you're into, I think based off the small sample right now, I'm tempted to say Dustin May might be back this year. I want to see a few more lefty at-bats. Yeah, 100% two shapes. 100%. Yeah. He's looking good from a stuff perspective, and he's got a distinct different plan for righties and lefties, but a plan that makes sense for both sides. So, you still got to pitch well, you still got to do your fundamentals, but yeah, they've worked on some stuff here. Now all of a sudden he gets this run of righties, so you see him. He's going to more back to that sinker sweeper approach, but with the lefties, it was all those 4s, the curveballs, and the changeups. Yeah, this is a sweeper. The curveballs all had like -10 or more vert, so he also looks to be in great shape. I mean, obviously, a guy like this, feels like he has a lot to prove. He knows his ceiling. Oh, bare hand, and gets the lead runner. I actually think he looks good with the short hair. Look at this, bare hand. We got to watch that again. He just fully stabs this ball out of the air. So really impressive there. We'll keep going. Oh, another righty. Let's see the pickoff. Nah, not good pickoff move. All right, here's the cutter. It's not a great shape, but I love the velocity of the cutter, and it's going to go right, be able to tunnel to sweeper. Yeah, pops them up. Nice job. Let the athletes handle that one. Nice play by Burleson. All right, back to a lefty. So let's watch the lefty approach. Curveball, 100% curveball. So he hadn't thrown one in a while. Cutter, curveball cutter. Oof. Okay. It's good. It's safe to Mangum for sure. Yeah, and then look at that four-seam play up in the zone. Look at this ball ride. This ball looks like it goes straight up. This is an elevator ball, as we would call this. Whoop. Do it again. And then this should be a curveball, although this one had more of a sweeper break, but he gets the punchy with it. I thought he looked great, guys. That's the best I've seen him look in a while. What makes a good pickoff move? So I started digging deep into this, obviously, with my struggles with the runners. You want to be 1 second or below on your pickoff from time of your first move to the first baseman catching that ball. But the second aspect is you have to look exactly the same when you're going to pick as when you're going to pitch. And to me, that was one of the hardest things to do. And the best in the world are good at disguising that. They look exactly the same, so they're giving no visual feedback to the base runner on whether they're going home. And there's nothing they can study up on. There's no tip for it. So then you combine that with a really quick pickoff move, regardless of how it looks. Now, the way to be the quickest is to pivot your feet and not step back along like very far, but also just go straight hand to ear and throw rather than a long arm stroke. You just want to be like, choop, choop, choop. So that's kind of those are the steps that you take, but those are the metrics behind it as well. This guy has one of the best ones in the league. Taijuan Walker, incredible pickoff move. He does it all. Quick feet, tight turn, short arm stroke, doesn't tip it. Johnny Cueto, Zach Greinke, Griffin Canning from the right side. Those are some of the best guys. Command still isn't great, but the stuff remains unreal. I think this stuff took a step back up just now from what we just saw from Dustin May. I thought, and I like the distinct way he went about it right there in terms of pitch mix. Now, they don't have it correct here at all on this. Maybe TJ Stats has something different. But let's see. No, I don't want pitching summaries. I want game summaries. Say you never let me go. All right, we need the Pirates game. Dustin May. Come on, don't do this to me. Download plot. Walking for weight loss. How to lose 30 pounds. Take the test. So let's see what they have here. So they didn't do it either, but you can see here on the movement chart, there's a whole clump of balls that have much more drop to them than the ones that are up near the zero line. That's the difference between the sweepers and the curveballs. So really, really nice. Really, really nice. TJ Stuff loving the sweeper, which is really a curveball at times. Really says all of his pitches were good today except for that cutter, which I mentioned didn't have great shape, but at least it's 93.7. So encouraged by Dustin May for sure. Big time. What job? Who's got a job? This isn't a job. This is just fun. All right, guys. My computer heard me say I look skinny, and now I'm getting skinny ads. Oh yeah, what I just looked at, 100%. Andy Pettitte had such a great pickoff move because he said it was a borderline balk with his foot in the air. Yeah, lefties can like kind of skirt that line a little bit with that supposed 45-degree line thing you can do. Andy, Max Fried are two guys that obviously stand out for incredible left-handed pickoff moves. David Peterson's really good. Matthew Boyd, but they all look like balks. Yeah, Max Fried's looks like a balk. Matt Boyd. How was Strider's fastball today? Ooh, when did he pitch today? Let's check it out before I say goodbye, because I got to go get changed and get ready to go to this thingamajig. All right, Braves. Did I miss the Braves? Here they are. Toronto and the Braves. Eric Lauer. Haven Coleman, Louis Varland. Varland's velo down. Don't care yet, but just noting that. Chris Sale. And then Spencer Strider. Okay, Spencer Strider. Let's take a look. Fastball velocity a little bit up from where we saw it last time, but not anywhere near his previous ridiculous fastball velocity. Shape of the fastball looking quite similar to last year right now. Maybe a tick better. 17 induced vertical break average, 9 horizontal. Not really a lot of info here, but it is a little troubling. 0 whiffs on 9 swings on his fastball. Did get 42% whiff on the slider. But yeah, fastball not appearing quite to be the same yet. 0 whiffs on it. That's a little bit of a yikes. We'll say that. Velocity trended down through his 3 innings. He was only averaging 94 in that 3rd inning. He continues to be fascinating. It's still hard to judge him here on March 5th, but it doesn't look like he's necessarily jumped back up. Now, assuming he gets his fastball velocity up to the high 90s, that might also help his induced vertical break and all that. He might be back, but so far, no whiffs. So not great to see there. I wonder if we have any video of this. This was Toronto and Atlanta. I should say goodbye, but I'm curious for a second. Yeah, we got it. There's a curveball. This was the pitch that I didn't like that he tried to learn right before he blew out. I was like, man, you're like, I think he was throwing a ton of them. There's a 4-seam up with 14 inches of vert. Like, I'm just used to seeing like 18 balls from him when he's going really good. Slider's still definitely very effective, though. No doubt about it. Delivery looks pretty good. Looks pretty flowy. Looks like he's comfortable with it.
It was all fly balls and whiffs, no ground balls. He was getting to the topper half of the barrel or all the way over.
That maybe can't pitch with their A+ stuff. And if you don't see 98, 99, it's not, I think, as big of a concern as maybe game.
Here's a strikeout on a slider. So there was some positive in this outing, no doubt. It's just the fastball for sure. I mean, this one has better shape to it, but it's only 93.5. Seems to me like we're still not at peak Strider yet, or at least of what we've seen in the past. Certainly the velocity, but it's spring training, so again, it's hard to draw any huge conclusions. But also, I do think that's correlating a little bit with the elite shape of the 4 he had before, so it does matter. He's just far from a sure thing at this moment. That's a really good slider, though. I mean, look at the shape of that. Strike, 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 strike. Nope. Strike, 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 strike. Nope. Nice pitch. I wonder what him and Hef are talking about, you know? Barger. Barger rakes. How hard he hit that? 102? This is a heck of a swing by Addison. Oh, kapow. Another strikeout on a slider. Eloy. Slider's really playing. Tunneling really well off the fastball. But he's not able to get by the fastball by them as well. So that's tricky. Here's a changeup. Gets him out front. So that's good. Haven't seen many of those out of him. Slider here. I can't assess the Braves. I think all Braves have negative aura. The Strider stash definitely used to have aura. I'll say that. I don't know now. Is it a bad sign when batters are topping high 4-seamers? Does it indicate bad shape? Not always, but like if it's consistent, then yeah, that would indicate That would indicate that you're not getting a lot of lift, and they're actually misjudging it in that inverse way. All right, guys, thanks for hanging with me today on this impromptu little Braves medical crew has negative aura. On this little impromptu baseball and coffee this afternoon. I'm going to go get ready for my team dinner. We'll have another show tomorrow. I think it's going to be baseball after dark because I have practice and stuff, and I got an early bus. But I'll put up the upcoming stream in not too long. But this was great. You guys are awesome. I hope we're not eating lamb. I hope we're having something I want. Otherwise, I will be Uber Eatsing or DoorDashing something a little more tasty, and I'll get the heck out of there. But you guys are awesome. Thanks for hanging with me today, and I'll see you on the flip side. Bye-bye.